Hi everyone, it's the Glam Philosopher. As you can tell by the title, we are going to talk dressing high fashion. Now, what is high fashion? Before I tell you what high fashion is, I'm going to tell you what it isn't so that all of the myths are out the window. High fashion is not just expensive garments. High fashion is not just branded garments. High fashion is not just haute couture. And high fashion is not just an aesthetic. And most importantly, high fashion is not just for anybody. So, what is high fashion? High fashion garments are garments which have a lot of design value attached to them. It might not look like there is much to it, but each and every high fashion garment has a lot of thought behind it, be it in terms of fits, silhouettes, drapes, prints, patterns, colors, etc. And that's why they have a lot of monetary value attached to them. High fashion is just like good food. Good food is not just expensive. It is not just available at high-end restaurants. It is not just made by a master chef, and it is not just Instagrammable. And most importantly, it is not just for anybody. So what is good food? Give a like to this video if you understood the reference. By the end of this video, you are going to have a clear idea of how to identify high fashion garments and how to know what high fashion garments to select for your own aesthetic. That's what I'd like to call your Voguish. If you don't know what I mean by your aesthetic, check out my previous video, How to Build Your Wardrobe Featuring Your Own Aesthetic, where I explain to you what I mean by your aesthetic. I will put a card on the right top corner of this video and link the video in the description box as well. Go check it out so that you don't get confused. Now, before we start with the video, I want to let you know that identifying high fashion can be a little tricky at first, so don't be discouraged because it will take some time. Chances are that even after you're able to identify the right pieces, it's going to be difficult for you to curate pieces for your own aesthetic because you might be drawn to a lot more than you think you would right now. That served as our disclaimer. Now let's begin. Now, what is high fashion? As I mentioned above, high fashion garments are garments which have a lot of design value attached to them. Now, how does one identify the design value of a garment when they're not a designer and they haven't studied fashion? As a fashion student, I can tell you that there are 4 parameters which will help you to distinguish high fashion. Let's get into it. Quality. Look at the material. Is it good quality? Look at how the garment is stitched. Is it flimsily stitched? If it is, then it will look the part. Look at the buttons, the brooches, the embroidery, etc. Is that good quality? Second, we have finishing. The finishing of how a garment is made is very much important and can be a key factor in identifying a high fashion piece. If the garment has a very luxurious design but has poor quality finishing, then it's a bad quality garment. We have fit next. Even though fit is subjective, after wearing the garment, if it is a high fashion piece, it's going to look flattering, given if it's in your size. Why is that? Because there is a lot of thought put into, as I mentioned before, fits, silhouettes, drapes, etc. And last, we have uniqueness. Now, uniqueness is a little bit more subjective, so hear me out. A high fashion piece is going to have some bit of uniqueness to it, even if you've seen a similar regular piece. As compared to a regular piece, a high fashion garment is going to have a certain uniqueness to it, maybe in terms of silhouette, or finishing, or quality, or print, or even the fit. Now, all of these parameters which I mentioned till now might be a little confusing at first to implement IRL, but that's fine. It will take some time to get the hang of. Something that you can do as an exercise to understand this in a better way is to go to online stores which are high fashion according to you and look at the designs and try to look at their quality and finishes. If the online store does not have these things listed, try to find them on YouTube in the form of haul videos. Haul videos by good channels are really good in identifying these parameters. When you do this bit of going to online stores to check the pieces, you will realize that it's very easy to be drawn to high fashion pieces because you will only click on pieces that you are drawn to. Check yourself the number of garment listings you clicked and comment them down below. And that brings us to the main part, how to identify the right pieces for your aesthetic, which forms your own Voguish. As I had mentioned before, you will be drawn to a lot more pieces than you think you would. So I have a little exercise for you. What I want you to do is go to your closet, pick out your most favorite pieces out of your closet. It can be a dress or a bag or a pair of heels, anything really. Pick out any 5 things. Write down somewhere what you like about these garments. It can be anything, the color, the material, the print, etc. What you want to do now is go to these high fashion according to you online stores and pick alternatives of these 5 pieces and put them in your wish list. Say, for example, you bring forth a dress. What is something you like about this dress? Is it the color? Is it the fit? Is it the silhouette? That's going to help you narrow down the search while finding an alternative. What this exercise is going to do for now is narrow down that urge to be drawn to everything. Did you do this exercise? Let me know in the comments. And voila, you found your aesthetic in high fashion. Most importantly, you've done it yourself. You didn't need a personal stylist or a virtual stylist to help you do these basics. And this is just a small beginning to your journey of building your own aesthetic. It's not easy, but it's not that hard as well. All you need is proper guidance. And I'm here for just that. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell notification so that you don't miss out on me helping you build your own aesthetic and a lot more fashion and styling content. Well, I'll be seeing you in the next video. Well wishes until then.